Amazon Web Services is kind of a big deal. How big? 1 in 3 sites you visit on the internet uses AWS services somehow. In 2019, Amazon Web Services raked in more than $35 billion in revenue. If AWS were its own company, that's enough to rank 359th on Fortune magazine's Global 500 list. Well, hello there, cloud gurus. I am Scott Pletcher, and this is a 10,000-foot overview of Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services origins are kind of unintentional. Way back around the year 2000, Amazon was still just a scrappy e-commerce company who found itself struggling to grow under all the technical debt that it accumulated since its startup days. Very much out of necessity, Amazon made the strategic technology decision to start building reusable modules for its internal development groups. This allowed those groups to create new features faster because they weren't always reinventing the same things over and over. And as time went on, the collection of internal services grew, and people inside the company started to realize that maybe there's a potential business opportunity there. First launched in 2004 and then relaunched in 2006 with 3 public pay-as-you-go services, Amazon Web Services set sail into the uncharted waters of what we now call cloud computing. After its launch in 2006, for the next few years, AWS enjoyed a relatively quiet competitive landscape, allowing it to build a dramatic head start over contemporary competitors like Microsoft Azure and Google Cloud Platform. AWS has been the dominant cloud provider for a while and is the clear market share leader at present. However, in the past few years, that market share has been eroding slightly, largely going to Microsoft Azure. But competition is a good thing, and AWS has momentum, market share, profitability, and some really smart people on its side. The innovation and customer focus are greater than ever. AWS operates globally in what are called regions, 24 in all, spread across 6 continents. Each region consists of multiple availability zones, and these are the physical data centers where computers live and are geographically separated to reduce the likelihood of a local disaster taking out a whole region. Additionally, there are over 200 edge locations scattered around the world as part of AWS's content delivery network. In addition to the publicly available regions, there are a few special regions. 2 regions are designated for use by those working in and for the US government, so-called GovCloud. There are also 2 regions in China, which are operated by local qualified companies in accordance with Chinese law and regulations. Now, all these regions, availability zones, and edge locations are tied together through AWS's private, high-speed fiber optic network. AWS has even invented its own proprietary hardware to make their network faster and more robust. And chances are you're already using the AWS network. If you use Netflix, Twitch, Hulu, Reddit, Slack, all are AWS customers, you are riding on the AWS network. Now, as far as strengths, because AWS had such a large head start on current competitors, AWS has the most robust and comprehensive offering, currently 175 services and counting. New features, enhancements, and services come out weekly, and many of which are the direct result of customer requests. Additionally, AWS has a long history of price reductions and provide many tools and programs to help companies really optimize their spend. As far as downsides, when you're as big as Amazon, you're bound to step on some toes. Many retail companies view Amazon as a direct competitor and simply can't bring themselves to give their rival any money whatsoever. This will probably get even more complicated as Amazon expands its reach into other industries. Additionally, while AWS does not charge you to put your data into their cloud, you do have to pay a little bit to get that data back out, so-called egress charges. It's not very much given the potential value, but is something to note. Now, AWS provides such a wide variety of services that almost any use case fits right in. Services range from the basic storage and compute all the way to the more specialized niche services like streaming media, robotics, and even quantum computing. They even have a service that lets you control your fleet of space satellites should you have a need for that. In addition to the usual disaster recovery and remote data center use cases, organizations are increasingly leveraging AWS's investment in machine learning and data analytics to help them make sense out of all their data. Many organizations have gone all in, moving their entire IT operations into AWS, and have realized great gains in agility, efficiency, and reliability. Now, obviously, we've just scratched the surface here. And if you'd like to dig in a little deeper into that next layer, we have some great resources. If you're just getting started with AWS, I recommend our Introduction to AWS course to get a good baseline. If you want some further guidance on ramping up your AWS knowledge, we have you covered there too. Our curated learning paths guide you from novice to guru across 6 different specialized career tracks: architect, developer, data, DevOps, security, and we even have an executive track. Now, as I mentioned before, AWS releases new services and features all the time, and we have content to keep you updated there as well. AWS This Week and AWS Service Spotlight are 2 such examples of reoccurring shows that are freely available. Thank you for joining me on this high-level overview. I'm Scott Pletcher, and keep being awesome, Cloud Gurus.